Secret friends, unite!
Welcome to the Secret Friends Unite podcast, episode 107. This is your guide to all that's good to nerd out about. I'm your host, Todd Oxtra, joined by Lisa, no catchphrase, Goodman.
That's me, a woman without a country.
And Charlie, I like bad movies, Carden.
The permanent third wheel, what's happening?
Oh, well, everybody, we are happy to bring more nerdery into your life every week. Big shout out to the Secret Friends Unite group, our Fantasy Movie League group. You guys are, you put the cream in our Twinkie.
Wow. Oh, it's all gone. It's
now that's a record. That's a record.
Wow.
That was like 10 seconds.
45 seconds tops, maybe?
Cheers, everybody. It's a drinking episode.
Math is not my strong suit.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I know math.
So, anything exciting happening today for everybody?
I took my son to see the Lego Batman movie, but he had dizzying highs and lows. He was excited, he was sad, he was excited, he was sad. It was everything you wanted out of a movie-going experience. And he managed not to dump the popcorn all over himself, which was very impressive.
Awesome. I survived my son's first sleepover. It was funny because last night, as you know, with fire alarms, what do they always do? The batteries always die at 3 o'clock in the morning.
It goes, it makes that noise.
This one just kept on beeping. Like,
yes.
I got that beat, Todd. The ones in my house talk.
Oh, fantastic.
I am dead.
Lisa,
no, they go,
why don't you love
a woman's
me?
voice. It sounds like Madam Web, and it's like, fire, fire. It's like Beavis and Butthead.
I was going to say fire, fire.
Fire.
Yeah. Oh, and I also got my cat got a haircut today. Very excited.
I can see your cat behind you.
Yep, he's sticking his head out because he's in a shame tower because he normally has long hair and we gave him the line cut because he was just leaving white hair everywhere.
And he was like, I know you're talking about me. No, you're talking about me, jackass.
Oh, he loves me. Oh, well. Yeah, so we will get into the podcast with the news. Then we're going to go into the Geek Easy, get into some exciting yacht rock and geek excitement. Then we're going to make mine Marvel and end the podcast for you this week. So without further delay, Madam Web, take it away.
Now it's time for Madam Web's rumors and news. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Madam Web. We know the nursing home doesn't allow you to check the internet that often to get our news stories, but you know, if you stay off those Sears underwear ads online, you won't get in trouble.
Oh my God, terrible! Yeah, the porn filter at the nursing home is wicked.
How did you know about that, Lisa?
How did I know? It's just something I've heard. You know, in my line of work, I learn things.
And how do you get around that, Lisa?
I don't. You know, I just embrace it. I sit there with my Geritol smoothie and just, you know, you learn to fill in the holes with your imagination.
Ooh, holes.
Whoa! Ooh. What holes, eh? What kind of
holes and rods?
Oh my God!
Holes and rods.
In Rod we trust. Peaks and valleys.
Ruby Rod.
Oh my goodness! Yes, and his scandalous hairdo.
Okay, so what's in the news this week, buddy?
Well, Charlie, you were very excited about this news story, and the Star Trek show that will never ever come out.
Not happening. I don't even believe. I think it's the real April Fool's.
This might have been. Yes.
I think it's not actually being produced. I think it's all a smokescreen.
It's all being done in a back warehouse. They've got a camcorder and backdrop from Goonies 2 that never got made.
They're faking it like the moon landing. That's what it is.
Yes.
Oh my God.
They announced.
Yes, exactly. So Star Trek Discovery, which is being produced in Canada, that's what it is. They took it out of L.A. and the whole thing is falling apart. First Star Trek series ever or movie to not be produced in Los Angeles. So, but But anyway, it looks like character, actor, and overall super duper dude Rainn Wilson will be cast in Star Trek Discovery in a recurring role as Harcourt Fenton Mudd, classic Star Trek character from seasons 1 and 2. There was the great Mudd's Women episode, which he was running a scam with these three kind of haggard-looking women who they would take a pill and become suddenly very beautiful, and he was basically.
I need that.
A flesh peddler?
He was a flesh peddler. He was selling them off into slavery. It wasn't quite that skeevy. And then the second episode was called I, Mudd, where he was stranded on a planet with thousands of subservient androids doing his bidding. So he's a
hell?
you know what? Not now that I'm describing it, it really does sound bad. He also that actor whose name is escaping me. Not Harvey Korman. It wasn't Harvey Korman.
Harvey
I have to
Birdman?
look it up. What's that?
Harvey Birdman?
Harvey Birdman.
Attorney at law.
Attorney at law.
Mm-hmm.
Attorney at law. Also appeared in an episode of Batman 66 in a similarly goofy role. But anyway, fun character. Rainn Wilson, of course, was Dwight Schrute on The Office, which is a show I just watched in bits and pieces, but other people, particularly in our group, like John, are devotees of that
Dwight
show.
Schrute.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's, it's just a very standout, funny character, just like Ron Swanson on Parks and Rec. So this is exciting news, but again, as a dyed-in-the-wool fan, I'm going to love it, but I have to actually feel like it's ever actually going to be in front of me. And I don't feel that way.
Is that a fall show now, or is that they're calling it late summer? Is that what I'm hearing?
I thought August.
It'll be 2019.
Oh my God!
When Avatar 2 comes out,
it's really stressing me out. It really is. It's hard for me to kind of wrap my arms around it and like really give myself over to it. So it's tough. But this is exciting news. No word as to exactly how big the role would be. Recurring character, Deep Space Nine was great for its second string of recurring characters. So who knows? Maybe this will be the start of something similar. This is kind of like your Han Solo movie set about 10 years before the events of the original series. So it's still within the framework, but having some new stories to tell, some new stories to discover.
Lisa, I don't know if we've ever heard your thoughts on this TV series that may or may never come out.
I don't really have any. I was never much of a Trekkie. I mean, I like Trek. Charlie's gonna punch me, so I gotta back away slowly. I mean, I think it's just gonna keep getting delayed. That's the real issue. It's one of those things that sounds great in theory, but it's not happening very quickly.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Exactly.
I'd watch it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd totally check it out.
Now,
I just don't. You've seen the movie Fanboys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Wars, not a Trek.
Yeah. Or at the end of it, what if it sucks? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's room for both in this life.
Of course, I respect it. I respect Trekkies. I got no issue. I don't dislike Trek. I grew up on it too, but my heart is with the Force.
I understand. Edict. Yeah. Infinite diversity and infinite combinations. Vulcan logic.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm doing it too!
Since Brian Fuller's no longer associated with the show, I worry that it might not be as good, and that was what had me excited about the show. I don't mind. I think the casting sounds great. I'm just not a fan of... This is the second time
I'm just not that excited. I don't know.
Well, the problem is they keep going back with Star Trek. It's like, oh, we've got, Enterprise, and then we brought the Star Trek movies back to the original series, and now this is a prequel to Enterprise, roughly, right?
No, this is a prequel to the original series, but it's the original. It's the original. It's a sandwich. It's the original series from TV, not the original series from the movies. Pocket universe. This is the Prime universe.
Yeah. Well, but still, I'm tired of looking back. Let's look forward.
Right.
Yeah.
I would love to see a 25th century show.
Yeah.
Let's jet it forward 50 years and see what's going on. 50 years after Voyager. So 25th century.
Yeah,
Please.
well, that's kind of
I
what
think
they have to
my
get.
utter lack of enthusiasm was pretty apparent.
Yes, yes.
Yay!
And quite honestly, at this point, I don't know who else is excited beyond just the core fans at this point. Which I don't know how that fan base is doing. I mean, is it dwindling? Is it? I mean, it was probably at its peak with what? End of Next Generation was what it was at its peak, Charlie.
Early, 90, 94, 95.
Yeah, and I do know though the CBS All Access app has its first original show going on right now, and it's a spin-off of The Good Wife, which apparently is doing well.
Oh,
So
I love that show.
Yeah, so it was a Christine Baranski character. I've never watched that show, but I was just reading Entertainment Weekly that show is doing well. Apparently, but it's her character's the lead to that. It's a spin-off. So
okay.
So apparently, if the
Interesting.
CBS All Access is starting to get original content, then maybe the people that subscribe to that will also watch the Star Trek show. I don't know if there's a big Good Wife Star Trek crossover.
Oh, I
fan
can
base.
see a crossover. The good Star Trek wife.
Oh, sure. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I worry about the show, but I hope it's good because we need more good sci-fi on TV because they're just not a lot.
Right.
No, we could use some really great sci-fi.
Yeah. Sci-fi with
sure.
a Y and an F. Sci.
Sydney?
You know I'm always good with the Y. Everything should have a Y instead of an I.
Oh! Wow.
My goodness.
Okay.
Are we going there? Yes.
That's not what I meant. I was referencing my
The
name,
chromosome.
you fucking pervs.
And the chromosome. And the chromosome, right?
Jesus
Yes.
Christ, you two.
It's
I can't
always-
take you anywhere.
Not even on a
wait,
podcast.
the Y is the male
we're
chromosome.
nowhere.
Yeah, I like the Y chromosome. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Because I would not exist without it. Oh, well.
I meant my name.
There you go. Yes, Lisa with a Y. Find her on
Sweet
Twitter.
Jeebus.
Oh, well. Moving on to movies. Charlie, I heard a little trailer, I guess it would be the non-teaser trailer, finally came out, and Spidey is coming home.
It's wide. My heart is wide! Ugh! I have been struggling with Spider-Man on the big screen since 2002. Sam Raimi Spider-Man with Maguire. He's kind of he's like a creepy perv. He pervs me out. I don't like it.
I can't stand him either.
2012, The Amazing Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, hipster douchebag. Couldn't get behind it. 2016, Civil War gives us a cameo or just a little side role of a young, dorky, teenage Peter Parker played by Tom Holland. Mwah! We finally got it. So
He's adorable.
He's adorable because
like him.
he's adorkable. He really is
Aw.
wonderful. He is, but if you what's great about this is this is a story launching forward from that point of his appearance in that movie. It's not an origin story. Oh, thank you, Internet. Oh, not an origin story. Very enthused about that. But in this, we're seeing a lot of Tony Stark is a pivotal character, obviously still in Peter Parker's life, as he's trying to go through the motions of still being in high school and dealing with being the Spider-Man on the side and being your friendly neighborhood character, but also wanting to be a part of the Avengers. We see that a company called Damage Control, headed by a dude named Adrian Toomes, is getting competition from Stark in the business of cleaning up after superhero messes. So that puts this Adrian Toomes dude on the offensive. He gets his hands on a badass flying suit, becomes a supervillain called the Vulture. So that is where this trailer took us, and I'm amped! I'm all excited about it. It's good stuff. Very, very exciting. Guys, your thoughts?
Todd, would you like to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Michael Keaton, I think, is he is probably going to be one of the better villains, hopefully, we've had, because as we know, the comic book movies have not had great luck with their villains. They've just been one note, bland. This guy seems like he's really bringing more to the table with his motivations, hopefully, and he's got a plan. Apparently, they scavenged the reason he's able to get these wings, and his crew gets their stuff is because they've scavenged the remains as damage control. So that's why they have this gear, and because they're getting muscled out, they're losing their livelihood. So that is kind of motivation there. I don't know if it's worth killing over. I mean,
Don't know.
Career? I don't know. Go somewhere else. It's a little weird, but I like the way it looks. The trailer I felt gave a lot away, so that's my biggest concern is that they showed everything when they really didn't need to.
Maybe so.
I mean, they're kind of going back to that of that the one scene, and I did like Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire, versus Doc Ock, like that. That one scene where he's holding back the train with the webs.
Right.
The scene with the ship kind of going in half, I felt it felt like that was doing the exact same thing. So I kind of felt like
where he's in the middle with the webs.
Yeah. So I didn't feel like I had the same gravitas. Of course, I don't know how many kids have seen Spidey 2 with Tobey Maguire now. So quite honestly, they probably don't know about that scene. I don't know.
Right. Could be a wash. That was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And so your average 12-year-old is an audience for this movie.
Yeah, so, my kid is super excited. He's 13, going on 14, but he's like, been waiting and waiting and waiting. Spider-Man's like his favorite thing, so
nice.
He can't wait. Yeah,
good lad.
I know, good parenting too. He's very excited. I love the trailer. I felt like
stuff in the back.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have T-Rex arms. That's hard.
You can't do
totally.
push-ups
That's me.
Yeah.
What?
You can't do push-ups either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do push-ups. That's true. So I love the trailer. I thought, to my points in the last episode about DC getting trailers wrong and Marvel getting trailers right, I thought this was such a good example. I'm excited for Michael Keaton. He's Mr. Mom. Maybe he's going to fight people by giving the baby chili. I don't really know.
He goes to Japan to learn how to make automobiles in Ohio.
Correct.
That was gung-ho.
That was gung-ho, exactly. So I'm going deeper.
Don't confuse things.
He was also Birdman, right?
Yes. Not Harvey Birdman, attorney
and of course, Batman. Duh.
Who's Batman?
God, I forgot about that.
I'm Batman.
How did I forget about that? So, I love Tom Holland. I think he's great. I forget that he's British, which is kind of funny, because then I see him in interviews, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
I'll get you, you vulture.
Yeah. Oh, I went and saw Spider-Man with all my mates when I was a lad.
That is so offensive to British people everywhere, Charlie.
My father-in-law is British. I can say that.
My ancestors entirely are British. From Manchester. We're Mancunians.
I have a dear cousin, Stuart Carden, who lives in Brighton, and I know that he's a fan of our group, so I'm sure that he
Not anymore.
Yeah, thanks, Stuart.
It's like when you hear Christian Bale speak, when he's not doing an accent. Have you ever
good for you!
I know, his mouth opens. Oh!
He's a chimney sweep. His part-time.
Don't you remember that bit of him, the audio from Terminator? Oh, good for you! The sarcasm.
Yes.
I think a whole Spider-Man movie about him grappling with how hard it is to have hot Aunt May.
Ooh, that seems that'd be challenging.
She's gotten younger and hotter with every movie.
Boner
on that action. That's not
boner suppressor. That's no good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it looks amazing. I think Tom Holland's great. I think they finally got it right. I can't stand Tobey Maguire. I didn't care for Andrew Garfield and his majestic hair. So I'm excited. I'm enthusiastic. I think I would probably put myself somewhere between Todd's very basic, it looks okay, and Charlie's ultimate fangirling.
Oh my!
I'm mostly excited because my son's cannot wait.
That's good.
Yeah, I guess I'd be more surprised if it didn't seem like a Marvel movie. They know how to make these movies. I mean, they got a formula. It would be I'd be like you're saying, you're not surprised when DC brings out a subpar trailer. I'm not really surprised when I see a Marvel formula. I'm like, yeah, it looks like a Marvel movie. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be fun. Good. It's going to be probably, I'm so excited for it, and then I see them 3 months later, I'll be like, yeah, it was fine. Kind of like Civil War 2. It was fine. Or 3.
Just Civil War.
Yeah.
Just Civil War.
Yeah, just Civil War. Yeah. Yeah.
It was Cap 3, Civil War.
The Marvel movies I always feel excited after I've seen them right away, and then after I've seen them, I'm after a couple months, I'm like, yeah, it was fine.
I can't necessarily disagree. I understand.
I still think they missed the boat not calling him Peter Parkour. Have you seen Tom Holland's parkour videos?
Yes, he's pretty good.
Oh, I have
Peter Parkour.
Oh well,
very interesting. Yeah. Okay, so the flip side of this was a statement made by Sony's Amy Pascal at CineCon, which was happening during this week, big cinema convention, where she said, "Yeah, we've loved this. We signed up the Spider-Man character for Civil War, Homecomings 1 and 2, and Avengers Infinity War, and then I think that's pretty much going to be it." And you were like, "Oh, Sony! Why can't Sony get out of their own way? They've got a hit. They've got their first critical success with this character. They've got a portrayal of it in an actor that people are genuinely responding to, and they're ready to piss it away because they want to build their franchise. Shitty Venom movie, shitty movie with the Black Cat, who almost nobody knows, and Silver Sable, who absolutely nobody knows except for the hardcore fans, and they think they're going to build a franchise out of it, which they failed really miserably doing at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I hate you, Sony. That's all I got.
That's all you got.
Just. Ah!
Yeah, Hollywood. They are very immature children. I don't know if you remember, like the Sony scandal with Amy Pascal's information getting out there, her emails, right. All of the drama behind that. I think they were hacked by somebody. Was it Russian hackers? I don't know. Somebody hacked them. Potentially, I don't know. Maybe it was Russian. Maybe it was Putin who did that too, because he did not like the Spider-Man movies. I don't know.
Could be.
But
that's twice you've brought up the Russians, Todd. I'm beginning to think that you're tainted.
I might be.
The American starring Todd.
Yes. But I just know that these Hollywood types, they just have to feel like what they do is the main reason why these things are successful versus doing it for the best thing for the franchises and the fans. I don't know. I just think that they're thinking... I mean, the deal goes till 2019, so there's going to be another Spider-Man movie, there's going to be 2 Avengers movies. So you'll get... Plus you get the one he was already in. So you'll get 4 movies, but I mean, Sony's probably ultimately saying, what does this do for me? Because I'm not making I'm not making money off of these movies, and I don't know how much I can bring into the Spider-Man universe, vice versa. So I don't know if they ultimately feel like long-term it's just... the returns might not be there after people get over the excitement of the first Spider-Man movie. I don't know. It's weird. Obviously, Spidey has been in a bit rough spot, and I hope he does well. But ultimately, it's Sony's...
Go, Spidey, go!
Yeah, it's Sony's ball to play with, and they can go home. Which is just sad, because, Marvel, because of their bankruptcy problems, the Toy Biz issue back in the day, all of their properties went to the highest bidder, essentially, and that's why they don't have the X-Men and certain parts of the Fantastic Four and things like that. So they created their own mess by not managing themselves, versus DC, had been more successful for a longer period of time than Marvel was. But now Marvel, they flip-flopped. So good for Marvel.
So why doesn't Disney funnel some of that dollars and get those properties back?
Because you know how much it would cost. You know how much it would cost for them to get it back?
I can't even imagine.
A lot.
Probably about, you know how much they paid for, Disney paid for Star Wars? $4 billion?
$4 billion? Yeah.
Spider-Man's worth a lot of money. The first, 5 Spider-Man movies and all the merchandising in Spider-Man, it's worth a shit ton of money. Maybe even more than Star Wars was when they bought it. I mean, we're talking...
Probably so.
We're talking probably $5 to $8 billion for just Spider-Man. I don't think Disney's ready to put that forward. No. I mean, it sounds crazy. I know it does, but I mean, that is Marvel's #1 merchandising win.
Right? No, I know. Yep. That's true.
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Those movies made billions before Marvel was making, their movies. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. And Sony needs the properties. They need the properties because I think they lost James Bond. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. Well, they didn't get it off the ground with Ghostbusters either, because that was the other big stab. So. No. Oh well.
Lisa, do you want to talk some sense into Sony?
No. I can take them out back and beat them up if you want.
Yeah, oh God, please, take them behind the woodshed. The lead pipe.
Oh my
goodness. That's what I'm good for. I'm not really good at so much with the talking people into things. I just rough them up.
Oh boy.
You're not a negotiator. Well,
I'm the 5'2" menace.
She talks with her fists.
Yes, I'm very persuasive.
Well,
my.
Yes. Okay, well, there you go. We end the news on a rough point, unfortunately, because rough storms may be ahead with that honeymoon once it's over, but we shall see. But I do hear some yacht rock playing, so that should put us in a better mood as we go in to talk about what we're excited about in the Geek Easy.
This is Yacht Rock. Smooth rock classics from the 70s and 80s. Yacht Rock. Album out now.
We're sitting in the Geek Easy. We got the Yacht Rock playing. Michael McDonald is saying, "Y'all be there," and we are.
Y'all be there, everybody.
Did you guys see the thing where somebody flew a drone around Michael McDonald while he was playing?
No.
I'll have to find the video and post it. It's funny.
Why would they do that? Is he dronable?
Why wouldn't you do that? That's the real question.
That poor man.
Is that the new phrase? Are you droneable? Are you worthy of having a drone flying over you?
So like being sponge-worthy?
Yeah, sure,
exactly. Can you spare us
drone-worthy?
You can drone-worthy.
Oh boy. Oh well. Okay. So where are we at? We are at the point where we talk about what we're excited about in the world of nerd. So for me, I did something really cool. I went to the Guillermo del Toro called the Experience, whatever you want to call it. But basically, it was a tour at the Minneapolis Institute of Art.
Wait, was it a tour or a Toro?
It was a Toro tour.
going on tour?
Yes. But this was an exhibit of Guillermo del Toro's possessions that he has. And because he's got such a wide collection of varied things from all elements of classic film, props from movies he's done, memorabilia, things like that people said, your house is like a museum. You should really share this with others. And this house, by the way, is called the Bleak House. It's really awesome. It's really awesome. Obviously inspired by Dickens.
Yeah, I was going to say, Bleak House is Dickens.
Exactly. And because of that, Forrest J. Ackerman actually is where he got the idea, because Forrest J. Ackerman had a mansion in L.A., and that's what he bought this house from him. Well, after he passed away. He was a famous editor and storyteller back in the day, and it was the first book he ever bought. Guillermo del Toro ever bought was a horror compendium that was done by Forrest J. Ackerman. So he ended up, because of that, he got his start, and he ended up buying the house of the man he admired. So it was really cool. It's a really cool old mansion in L.A., and he has just the house we all would dream to have. I mean, just it's amazing. It's fantastic, and because of that, like I said, he has this tour of his possessions going around to different museums. And it's the first time I've ever been to the Minneapolis Institute of Art. It's a free museum in Minneapolis. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. They have lots of cool exhibits of modern art, but also just classic collections of, I think they had something from the Ming Dynasty as well, so it's wonderful. But this was an exhibit you'd pay separately for. It wasn't cheap, but my wife and I are big fans of Guillermo del Toro, his style, his movies. If you aren't familiar with him, he did Hellboy. He did Pacific Rim. He did also, he has the Troll Hunters show that's going on, but he made a lot of foreign language films, which he's probably, that's how he got a start. And those are the most art housey, you would say. Chronos, Devil's Backbone, and also Pan's Labyrinth. So
that movie is so scary.
Yeah, I mean, he makes
Isn't
movies...
that the guy with... Isn't that the hands?
Eyeball hands?
Yeah, the hands. And he makes movies that typically, especially his foreign language films, they tend to have a deep meaning about society. He's from Mexico, but he has really embraced his Spanish roots, and he looks into a lot of the Spanish War and the impact of World War II in Spain. Some of the imperialism with Franco, fascism probably with Franco. So it's really influenced his work in a fantastical nature. It's very cool. But his stuff was awesome. He had comic books, he had props from Hellboy, he had original artwork, he had all of the costumes, and in the background, as you're going around this exhibit, he also had clips of his film and how they parlayed into the different elements of his fascination and his influences.
I'm giggling because I yawned and then Charlie yawned.
Aw, I'm making you guys so excited.
It's contagious over the internet. You know how they say when someone yawns around you, you'll yawn as well. It's
Yes.
contagious over the internet.
Yeah, you just have to see it. It's visually contagious.
Right.
You guys are so kind to be so excited. But I love this. It's awesome. I'm a big fan and person that gets behind searching out different things in your community, libraries, museums, and things like this. And there's ways to find cool things happening that may be a little geeky and get you into these museums, because I've never been to the Institute of Art, and it was awesome. Really loved it. I'm going to go back because they also have a children's theater connected to it as well, and we might get my son to go to camp there because they have some really cool stuff going on. So it was awesome.
Just don't send him to Pan's Labyrinth camp.
No,
Yeah, right.
Not at all. No,
Come back with eye hands.
Might be a little bit freaky, but loved it. It was awesome. Fantastic. Really, really awesome experience. And just very quickly, a new show that I watched that I really enjoyed. My wife is a huge fan of the show now. Episode 2 just came out. It's called Cosplay Melee on Sci-Fi. Just like Face Off on Sci-Fi, it's a competition about these Hollywood makeup artists and things. This is all about, they pick 4 cosplay artists and the people that make the costumes and dress up at the cons, and it's a competition between them, the 4 of them, and they give them a theme every week. And they have 2 people, judges. One is a cosplayer that's pretty famous, can't remember what her name is, but in that realm, but I guess she's well known. And then they have another guy who's like a prop maker in Hollywood, so he kind of brings the technical expertise. And then Nicole Yvonne Brown, is that what her name is? Yvette?
Oh, yeah.
Brown from
Yvette.
Community. Yeah. She is the host, but she's also a judge as well. And the first episode was, I'm trying to remember what the theme was, but the second episode, the theme was Game of Thrones, which was really cool. So they basically had to create a weapon or a set of piece of armor, and then based on that, they get to go to the next round. One person gets eliminated, and then this week they had to choose one of the main houses. So they didn't pick the best houses. They picked like the Wildling, they picked the Baratheons, and then they picked the White Walkers. So there's a couple cool ones in there, and they did a good job. I thought it was really good. I mean, I thought the one cosplay artist, she tried to do something that was not connected at all. Like, she tried to make an elf assassin for the Baratheons, and this is me being a nerd, but there are no elves in Game of Thrones, so to do that, I thought she was just trying to do with her wheelhouse and incorporated the Game of Thrones. So that's me being a nerd, but I'm like, you know what, you're a nerd to this level, you kind of have to hit it right. So the girl that this 5 foot tall woman, Lisa, she made she had to make a wildling. She did an awesome job. She was the winner. I mean, it kind of spoils it, but you should still watch it. It's awesome to see these people make really cool stuff and use their talents. So check out Cosplay Melee.
I will. I'm watching Charlie slowly fall asleep right now.
Yes.
What?
Yes. So Lisa, what have you got?
Oh, well, since you were just talking about Game of Thrones, I will touch on very briefly the Game of Thrones trailer that just came out. It looks amazing. Very Jon Snow, smoldering eyes, and, basically we're down to what I'm sure will be the mega standoff between Daenerys and Jon Snow and Cersei, who is the most evil bitch of all bitches.
Oh, God.
So if you haven't seen the trailer, look it up. It looks pretty good. It's
And
pretty
bad
brief.
haircut. I hate that haircut.
Well, yeah, now she's got, like,
rough.
the pixie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really her fault,
No,
Shame.
but it's time's
Shame.
gone by. Time's gone by. She can grow that out.
Let that shit grow.
Well, she's not just here for you, Todd. So she's not
Yeah,
just here for
Todd,
your needs.
yeah.
We tell you
Todd,
this every
what the
week. Every
He
week.
is. Isn't he such a cock-bearing oppressor?
Hey,
He should just become a stylist. Like, he's like always trying to explain how women should look.
if you got
Oh.
hair, flaunt it.
You want to come over and do my hair?
Yes.
We could have like
why
girls'
not?
night.
Yes, why not?
He to live through you vicariously because you have all that hair.
Hey, you know what? If you got it, flaunt it.
I just
If you
cut
don't-
9 inches of my hair and it's still long.
Oh my goodness! Yikes!
I know, it was really long. The other thing that I loved this week, I don't know if you guys saw this either, was the Deadpool Gaston parody from Beauty and the
Oh,
Beast.
I didn't
I
see
did
it.
not see that.
Oh my goodness.
Did you not
We'll
share it
need
in the group, Lisa?
I think that I did, or somebody did. I'll have to find the link and send it to you.
Yes.
Basically, if you've seen Beauty and the Beast, either the animated or the new Hermione, Emma Watson one, Gaston sings a song that's pretty much about himself. And Deadpool did a parody of it that is so violent and funny
Oh.
that You need to look it up. I don't want to give too much away, but it was very, it's a musical. And he sings and, does his usual Deadpool stuff. And it was great timing because they did it right when the movie came out, Beauty and the Beast. And it's just very funny. It was a nice counterpoint to all the probably women who are dragging their significant others to go see that movie.
That makes me think. So will there be a musical number in Deadpool? You think?
I can only hope.
I think that'd be great.
That'd be a departure, but it would be cool.
I'll find the link and share it.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, and the other thing, I have to give a shameless plug very quickly to, we're still trying to find me a closing phrase. Everybody's got to sign off on this show but me, and I'm feeling left out. So we need to find one. We've been asking all of our, dozens and dozens of listeners to help us.
Multi-dozen.
And I've gotten a lot of good suggestions, but, nothing's really resonated with me. So keep them coming, and give me some options here. Think geek, think girl power. I need something. I need to best Charlie and Todd. My sign-off needs to be better than theirs.
Yes, empower Lisa. She needs more empowering.
Yes, my estrogen zap is running low.
Estrogen judo chop. Estrogen.
You should just get like a random catchphrase generator every week and just use that.
I should.
There has to be something out there like that. So, all right, I'm taking the reins. Woo! I hit a big milestone in the last week or so. I talk very often how in the last, Todd, I'm going to say 2 years, 3 years, I've been doing this reading project.
It's been like 18, hasn't it?
18, yes, I've been doing it. I've been doing it ever since I got out of college. No, ever since I've had Marvel Unlimited with Todd. We've had this for 3 or 4 years that you and I both enjoyed using it. I said I'm going to read the Amazing Spider-Man series from the beginning, 1962 to 2013, when the first run of it ended, and I'm pleased to remark that I hit a milestone issue 500 out of 700 today. It was the resuming of Volume 1. Volume 1 ran from issue 1 to issue 441. It stopped, renumbered 1 to 58. Then it went back to 500. So I got to that 500. Right now it's in the middle of that Michael J. Straczynski, John Romita Jr. run, which was the really excellent 9/11 issue was in that volume 2, and Peter and Mary Jane breaking up and getting back together and breaking up again. I have to say I'm glad that that's not going on in the comics right now, but I'm excited. We're getting to the part with the first Civil War when he reveals his secret identity, and then the Brand New Day happens where he has to give up his relationship to Mary Jane and he starts all over again, and I'm getting into issues I've never read before, and I'm excited about that. So that is fun, and I look forward to completing that who knows when. So that's very cool, and I'm excited about that. The other news I'm excited about, and I heard this was news yesterday, Todd, and I shared it with you right away because you and I frequently bootleg Marvel Comics together because we share our Marvel Unlimited accounts, we share our Comixology accounts. Back in February, Marvel thought it would be a super great idea to, instead of giving you a free digital copy of the comic that you purchased at a comic shop, or perhaps you get it in the mail via subscription the way that I do, instead of getting this issue of Amazing Spider-Man, I punch his code in and now I can read it a second time digitally. No, they're going to give you a code that gives you 3 random stupid-ass books to try to
How
get
do you
you
really
to
feel, Charlie?
Yeah,
I love that series, Random Stupid Ass Books.
Yeah, there you go. Random stupid ass books. They give you 3 random stupid books that are single issues to obviously entice you to purchase more and keep reading them instead of the digital copy of the book you bought. So total ripoff. People lost their shit, blew Marvel up, not literally, but obviously via the Twitterverse and the internets. And so Marvel is reversing the decision. First part of next month in May with, Todd, you guessed it, Secret Empire #1.
Oh,
the miniseries you're looking forward to. They're going to go back to digital code. So anyway, obviously I get the Amazing Spider-Man via subscription, which is great, Todd. I got that recent mega-sized issue that had a $10 cover price. $2.
Oh, jeez. $10 comic. Come on.
I know, because I have a subscription. I get the flat rate. So
I know. I'm not complaining to you. I'm complaining like $10 for a comic. Piece of piece.
I know. There was some very good new villain debuted in it, which was new.
Condor Man?
No, the Superior Octopus.
Oh God.
Very, very excited about
milking that concept.
Yeah, doot. But at any rate, I have a new subscription kicking in. The new Ben Reilly, The Scarlet Spider, April 26th. That comes out. So when I get that in the mail, Todd, I'll be able to share it with you. You can also read it.
Oh my goodness.
There you go. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, that's not true. It doesn't start till May. Well, subsequently, you'll be able to read stuff if you so desire. So anyway, Marvel, thanks for actually listening and backing your shit up and figuring out that you're stupid. Hopefully, some of that will get passed on to Amy Pascal at Sony if we're lucky.
We got a direct line to Sony, I think.
Yeah, right.
Right, we did until Charlie went off on a hate rant.
Yeah,
That's true.
Hey, Amy Pascal.
She unfriended us. Oh my god.
Fuck your mama.
Oh, we're no longer Twitter
that's so
pals.
sweet.
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh boy. Oh well. I think the Yacht Rock is kicking us out, guys. They're playing our last round, and
They're playing us off. Play me
oh my
out.
goodness! All they got is
Yeah.
Zima.
This is when the big hook comes out and
That's
pulls
right.
us off stage.
They bring out the leftover Zima from 1995 and say you can't stay here, but you gotta go home.
Yeah.
Clear malt liquor.
The other way around. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
That's right. Oh well. So we leave the Geek Easy and we get into Make Mine, Marvel Unlimited.
This comic strip is lame and derivative.
I'll be the judge of that.
Oh, Stan Lee!
Creator of Marvel Comics?
Greetings, true believers.
Oh! Oh, my heart is pounding like Thor's hammer on Dr. Doom's titanium-infused faceplate.
It's time for Make Mine Marvel Unlimited. This is where we mind meld over a comic in the Marvel Unlimited app. So this week, though, we had a listener request for our Make Mine Marvel, so he could read along. And he actually suggested the title that we read, and it is 2015 was the year it came out, Wolverines. And our Twitter listener, Joe Newen at Gambit Joe, thank you for the request, and hopefully you enjoyed the series as well.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this story is kind of a follow-up to the Death of Wolverine limited series. I had kind of checked it out on Marvel Comics for a while there, and wasn't exactly sure what exactly happened, but we find out in this comic that he basically was covered in adamantium, and this comic is all about these people that were experimented on in this lab, and they were given powers, but they have no ability to heal themselves. So they are trying to figure out how they can do that, and they think where their hopes lie is in the body of Wolverine, which is covered in adamantium. There is a group of his compatriots with Wolverine. You've got Mystique. You've got who is a long-time Marvel villain, sometimes hero. You've got X-23, which you just saw in the Logan film. You've got Daken, who is Wolverine's child, and he's got a weird mohawk. Never really cared for the character.
And is he rocking with Daken?
Kind of is, yeah. And he's got the weird internal claw. So he's got the top two claws and the internal claw under his wrist. He's kind of weird looking. Then you've got Sabretooth, and then you've got Lady Deathstrike. So weird amalgam, but that team has basically been forced by this weird group of laboratory experiments, and they are basically told they need to get this healing factor so they can live. So, Lisa, what did you think?
I liked it. I thought that there were some very similarities to the Logan movie. Like Paradise reminded me of smack dab in the middle of the desert reminded me of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it. I wasn't like super engaged in it. Thought it was good. Didn't grab me. Reading just a couple issues obviously doesn't take you too far into the story. So I enjoyed Sinister tearing off the guy's arm and ripping his eyeball out. That was fun.
Yeah, that was lovely.
That was unexpected.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. I just thought it was fun.
Yeah, it kind of broke the tension in the room, huh?
Yeah, it did. I mean, just where you didn't see it coming. So
No.
Right.
Charlie, what did you think?
You know, dude. You know, I'm usually a lover of most things, but this was this. I'm gonna Randy Jackson this one, guys. It was a no for me.
I was underwhelmed.
It was Todd. You and I interfaced about this. It was too dense. It was too inside. I think to feel like it was accessible to a non-Wolverine X-Men kind of reader. It was probably really great for the deep cuts that were contained therein, but I couldn't really keep track, and I didn't read The Death of Wolverine, so the 5 lab experiments plus the Wolverine's compatriots forced together, and how they have to, and then the Wrecking Crew shows up, and that seemed kind of random because those aren't X-Men villains. So it all just seemed like, let's throw shit against the wall and see what sticks, and
Yeah.
for me, nothing did.
Didn't really gel.
Yeah, exactly. It was oil, water, chocolate, peanut butter, and hair gel, and none of it worked out.
Those are the ingredients in my Geritol smoothie.
That's the drink that keeps you going when you've had
Yeah,
a bad night.
I owe my youthful looks to that. I don't look a day
yeah.
over 65.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And you're never ending pact with the devil. But anyway,
Yeah, and I don't blame you guys because there's a reason I have kind of swayed away from a lot of superhero comics. This is probably an example of why I have. You've got quantity, not a lot of quality. You've got all these characters that are thrown in, and there's not a lot of identity between these lab rats. I'm like, I don't know any of these people, and they just don't. None of them really stand out. They don't have really that great of personalities. You've got all these villains that I know, but quite honestly, their motivations are not exactly told well why they are doing this. You get a little bit of character between these characters that have a connection to Wolverine, why they're doing what they're doing. But I would say the standout issue was issue 3. But it was almost totally unconnected to issue 1 and 2. And that was a character that we have all this excitement, these battles with, between the Wrecking Crew and all the mutants and everything. Sinister shows up because they hired the Wrecking Crew to get Wolverine's body. It's gone. And that leads into the end of issue 2, where we know we have to contact to find out where Wolverine's body is, and it goes into this character named Phantomel. I've never heard the hell that.
Yeah, I was like, Phantomel?
Phantomel.
well, I know Phantomax.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Phantomel's a really good cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Phantomax was a character in my Marvel Avengers Alliance.
Yeah.
And was a figure that I saw in the Marvel Legends line, so that's how I know him.
But that's Phantomax, and he was created by Joss Whedon in the Astonishing X-Men series.
There you go.
That's fine. But the problem is I don't know who Phantomel is. That's weird. She's apparently was a lab creation, the greatest thief of all time. She's sent out on this mission to... it's kind of a non sequitur issue. It's weird because you don't know how this ties in really. But she basically is a thief, and she has to steal the Punisher's T-shirt, which I thought was kind of fun. And it was a fun issue. I liked this one because it was just one character. You didn't have, and she had a talking cat with her, which was kind of weird too. But you really didn't have to understand all the other nonsense that happened to issue 1 and 2, and you got a fun little romp, little heist deal, which was fun, and it was neat how the cat character and her interacted, and it was fun. Didn't understand her at all, but at least it was grounded at least to a small number of characters. Basically, her, the cat, the Punisher, and then this guy that she sold the T-shirt to, and then her buddy. So
on eBay.
Yeah, on eBay.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and she brings up, will you steal the Goblin glider for a 16-year-old's birthday party? Nope, she won't. So, and that brings us basically at the end of the comic to this person who I think was Lady Deathstrike. Kind of hard to tell who the hell it was. Basically, showing up with a gun, and basically that's where she brings her in to find Wolverine's body in future issues. So, me being a X-Men fan, this was not a great series, and I think there's a reason why this series probably doesn't exist anywhere, but it went on for a long time.
It did.
So, not great. So, sorry, Joe. None of us were really fans of this, but,
It's Thank you for broadening our horizons.
Exactly.
Right,
It's a series I would
and
probably
it doesn't mean that you won't love it. Absolutely.
No, if you're a big fan of these characters and you've been following the Death of Wolverine, it probably meant more than me. I actually have a trade my wife got for me, Wolverine Goes to Hell. It's kind of like after he died, kind of like that afterlife adventure. So I want to read that. But this series just doesn't really cling to me, so I won't be continuing on with this. But I think in the future we will be going a little bit divergent into the Comixology Unlimited app. They do other titles other than just Marvel. Amazon owns them, but they have all titles from other publishers, and they do a lot of non-Marvel and DC heroes. So
we will not be reading the Divergent series, though. You're not sicking us with that.
We will not. But what we're going to do is when we pick those series, you guys can follow along. The app is free, I believe, for the first month, and we'll each pick one title and one issue of each, so it's easiest for all of us to read those, and it'll be easiest to say, would we read more issues of those comics? So
right,
yeah, I think this was something. It's fun to do. It's going to broaden your horizon. So we will continue on with reading more stuff and sharing with you guys. So
yes.
On that note, Charlie, though, take us out.
Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us. As always, we love having you. We are an offshoot, a 5 mega series part clone Negasonic Teenage Warhead offspring of the Secret Friends Facebook community and podcast page. Find us over on Twitter at Secret Friends U. Send us a Twitter bomb, and we'll Twitter bomb you back. Find our YouTube channel to see our ugly mugs, except for Lisa, on this podcast every week. And drop us an email if you'd like. If you have questions, comments, concerns, request, secretfriendsunite@gmail.com. As always, thank you. I'm going to tell you in parting to keep on trucking, and that sharing is caring.
Well, since I still don't have a catchphrase, I'm going to start taking requests, I think. So for this week, I'm going to say piss off Barber. He knows who he is, and his friends requested that one just for him.
Aww. It's like
I know,
Casey
it's so sweet.
It's like Casey Kasem.
Isn't that nice?
Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Zoink, Scoob! Another Casey Kasem. As always, be the hero, not the villain.
In a truck. Secret Friends Unite!